is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desire.
Music is an expression of pain, pleasure.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural.
In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
Oh, are you guys here? Are we ready? Here we go. Welcome to the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. This is the 5th edition, and we're very excited about this one because 50,000 of you voted for your favorite artists. We're also particularly excited about this edition because it's not going to be just an online event, but it will also be live on our radio station, meaning that we'll be reaching people far and wide, anywhere and everywhere. Our theme this year is It's All About the Artist. So we demonstrate just how we as a radio station appreciate our artists and also how we as a nation can express our gratitude for the wonderful work our artists do. We'll be giving away some wonderful prizes to our artists, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards.
Welcome to the 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. And now, please welcome your host, Eric Andoro.
There's a lot of things that happen in life, and sometimes we get a lot of promises in life. Some like, I promise you, I miss you, I'll do anything for you, and to the extremes of I'll die for you. This evening, I'm going to promise you that it's all about the artist. Good evening. My name is Eric Andoro, and welcome to the Star FM 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. So that's where you and I both come in. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to need you to keep 3 things throughout the entire show. Number 10, number 5, and all about the artist. In the end, it's going to make sense. But what we do as Zimbabweans, we hold up our own. We make sure that we bring our own to absolute electricity. So we do so by commemorating, by paying homage. And this evening, we are going to salute through our national anthem. Let's do that and get back to the electricity.
Listener's Choice Awards, where homegrown music lives.
Listen, we've been together a couple of minutes, but I promise you, I trust you. And I also promised you that it's going to be an electric one. And also, we did that absolutely well, commemorating, celebrating, and paying homage. Now we get to the fun part that I promised you. But first things first, we must acknowledge last year's electricity. Now, last year was the 4th time we were doing this, the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, and we decided it was a time to respect the hustle. So last year we respected the hustle, and listen, we saw the hustle. Nati O took home 5 gongs, Tammy Moyo took home a gong, Mambo Dutere took home a gong, with his collaboration from South Africa, Hameni Tlebana, and we sing praises and nothing but praises on that one. Now this year, fire, electricity, remember to keep it in touch, number 10, 5, and it's all about the artists this year. Now, to catch up with all of that action, please make sure you let somebody know that it's happening live on Star FM, live on our pages. That's at Star FM _ZW, and hashtag is ZTN Prime. Of course, you've got to get the picture and the videos and all the interesting things. This year is a lot different. You've got to believe me. We're going to be experiencing what it's like to make the music we end up loving. So we get in touch with that.
Sing with your heart and your soul, love.
a band as a singer can be a challenging but rewarding experience. The first step is to find other musicians who share similar musical tastes and goals. You can do this by networking with other musicians, attending local gigs and open mic nights, or using online resources. Once you have found some potential bandmates, it's important to meet with them and discuss your shared musical interests and goals. You should also discuss the roles each member will take in the band, such as songwriting, lead vocals, and instrumentation. Finally, you should practice together and begin to develop a repertoire. The success of a singer has many faces to it. One of them is the band. Tonight is special as we go through the 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. We are going to experience performances that you have never seen before in Zimbabwe. And so, we go in search of our talented individuals to form a band. We start with our drummer. A 24-year-old started playing drums at the age of 12 in church. Currently, he's working with Amara Brown, Tembalami, Plaxidis Swingika, and the Zimpraise Choir. He also played on the new album of Mumba. His name is Prince, aka Madiwali Dzua.
Listener's Choice Award, supporting homegrown talent.
Welcome to First Pack Marketing, the leading stationery and ICT company in Zimbabwe. Celebrating 25 years of offering first-class experience to our valued customers. With over 2,000 product lines, and the most preferred supplier of ICT, we have laptops and desktops, a warehouse of printers, scholastic and office stationery, all under one roof. With more than 10 branches, our head office is located at 127 Mas.
Isei maZimbabwe tine kaOilsbot kanyama kanopindura mibvunzo yese yemakala, essays, research nema-business plans nezvimwe zvakawanda. Kungoseva namba yedu 0712-985-427. Mongoti hai paWhatsApp mopindirwa mibvunzo yese yamuri kuda kuresearcha ipapo. Sendai mibvunzo yenyu muwane maresponses manyama neOilsbot. This ad was proudly brought to you by Oyos. Oyos. Own your online store.
What is music?
Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, of pleasure.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural.
In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Award. It's all about the artist.
I do know that I promised you the action. What I forgot to ask for is the drum roll. But anyway, we got so much of the drums, and we got to say what an ecstatic performance we got from Madiwali there. Now we get into the actual action. I know there's a lot going on tonight, isn't there? Now we get to witness, celebrate, congratulate, and also look forward to so much more. And we get to do that by looking at the categories and seeing what was happening in the whole of 2022, so much that we celebrate in 2023. So this evening we start off with, of course, the best newcomer, because we've had such a tight one. Let's look at the nominees.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards Best Newcomer category. And the nominees are Saint Flo, Silas Mavende. Anatoria, Stay With Me. Mugaratia, De Kwavo. Andre the vocalist, Uhambo. Cleo Ari, Ja Bless.
I said best newcomer, and I also told you that it was a tight one. I think it would be better off if I had an envelope. Listen, the winner for this one here is Silas Mavende. I mean, Saint Flo, of course. He did that one in 2022. Congratulations. Silas Mavende made noise on the street by Saint Flo. Congratulations. Now it's going to get more active, some more action, and we are going to be witnessing some more congratulations. Going to take you straight down to the best gospel artist for the 5th edition. Let's check it out.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards Best Gospel Song category. And the nominees are Janet Manyoa, Bauze. Minister Michael Mahendere, Tangaineni. Andre the vocalist, Uhambo. Everton Mulalazi, Ndokutelera. Mambo Dutere featuring Us True, Datan Nakora.
It's definitely getting hotter, or maybe a lot more solid when it comes to gospel, of course. Now, this one, Best Gospel Artist, has got to go to the one, Minister Mayendere. Well deserved. Yes? Now we take it to the part that I love. I love R&B. So we get to check out the best R&B song for the 5th edition.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best R&B Song category, and the nominees are Takura, Harore, K-Chaps, Geena, Nyasha David featuring Takura, Ikoko, the remix. Inomuno, Good Intention. Trevor Dongo featuring Takura, Love Story.
It's always a tight one with the nominees. Now this one, of course, a hot one with the ladies because we're expressing ourselves. So I know you already know who I'm talking about. Takura, Harore is the winner for the 5th edition. I think well deserved as well.
Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Zimba all the way.
From the drummer to our bass guitarist. He's a 29-year-old, started playing the bass guitar at the age of 10 and later joined the Prince Edward Jazz Band. His name is Naphtali Chivandikwa, aka Gurity.
Let's do it.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, strictly for homegrown music. Muri Seima Zimbabwe, tineka Oilsport kanyama kanopindura mibvunzo yese yemakala, essays, research nema business plans nezvimwe zvakawanda. Kungoseva namba yedu 0712-985-427 mongoti hai paWhatsApp mopindirwa mibvunzo yese yamuri kuda kuresearcha ipapo. Sendai mibvunzo yenyu muwane maresponses manyama neOilsport. This ad was proudly brought to you by Oyos. Oyos. Own your online store. Best Paints, proud sponsor of the Song of the Year. Best Paints is your leading supplier of paints and hardware equipment. Contact 0772-707-171 or sales@bestpaints.com. You can also visit us at any of our branches: Speak Street, Borodale Branch, Samora Machel, and Harare Street. Best Paints. Paint your imagination.
Welcome to First Pack Marketing, the leading stationery and ICT company in Zimbabwe. Celebrating 25 years of offering first-class experience to our valued customers. With over 2,000 product lines, and the most preferred supplier of ICT, we have laptops and desktops, a warehouse of printers, scholastic and office stationery, all under one roof. With more than 10 branches, our head office is located at 127
It lurks in the heart of communities, giving its victims a false sense of invincibility.
Everyone else could see that something's not right with this guy, but I didn't know.
Blinding a person's better judgment. A strong contender, destroying populations with disillusionment.
Extra strength.
This is the story of drug and substance abuse.
We're gonna have you at the edge of your couch, so get ready for some intense drama.
Musoro wakanga wakavhiwa usina kana skin. Rurimi pasina.
Feel the adrenaline rush with some top-notch action.
Akanaka akarara. Kumiyeva akatitasa apa akarara kunaka ndamara. Marara zvawo mukadzi.
All this and more wrapped in a bright orange ribbon from our family to yours.
I feel like I'm gonna work with somebody. Life, just as we all know it, is full of emotions. Hakuna kana game one, where in 90 minutes you can be able to fully express yourself like football.
It was a speech time.
My favorite player scores. Hi, boy. Congratulations. But if they miss, if the referee makes a very bad decision, we are so disheartened. If our team loses, I could go on and on and on and on. But simply put, football is 9 minutes of pure emotion.
Let your emotions run wild with the Castle of the Premier Soccer League. Bora Redu, live on ZTN Prime.
The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
I'll tell you something I love about being Zimbabwean, which is much of what we are celebrating, my kitchen part. Because we get to actually eat after we congratulate and celebrate the couple and everything. Same as what we're doing here at the Star FM 5th edition of Listener's Choice Awards. We have to also thank our sponsors. We also have to acknowledge, and I must tell you, kuti munesaru kuina kuwana ma prizes kabundo nkanyama nika coleslaw kanenga ne rice ne beef chichiba kitchen party. But anyway, I must thank our sponsors for making this happen. Our sponsors that made all of this happen this evening is South African Airways, and also I must thank Best Paints, and I must also thank Odyssey Lodge and also First Pack for making sure that you and I sit here and celebrate for the 5th time. Because we are Star FM, we make it sound good all the time. But also sound good all the time is something that is home to Zimbabwe. It is Zim Dancehall. Since 2020, been doing absolutely the most. Going to check out the best Zim Dancehall song for the 5th edition.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Best Zim Dancehall Song category. And the nominees are Enzo Aisha, Ahoy. Bakomana Vedlip. Confused featuring Bazooka, Kamuna Matoke Kubawa. Natty O, Shoulder. Toki Vibes, Chama.
The winner is Bakomanewe Jeep Freeman. Marangarirwaka. Congratulations to Freeman for winning this one, the best Zim Dancer song for the 5th edition.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best House Amapiano category. And the nominees are Shasha, Chengeto Brown, Love You More, Nox featuring DJ Tira, Stay With Me, Valley Music, Mali,
and the best house Amapiano song goes to Shasha Ungowami. FM 5th edition of the Listener's Choice Awards. We are getting to the best Sungura song of this edition. I mean, the nominees are
the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best Sungura Artist category. And the nominees are Alec Macheso, Chinoshitswa Nashe, Mark Ngwazi, Naro Nejne Naro, Sam Sandohombe, Kukwati Zagwati, Simon Mutambi, Uchataura Jese, Romeo Gasa, Foni Yababa Imiripiri,
and the winner is Baba Shero, Alec Macheso.
The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, the Homegrown Awards for homegrown music.
Now, you would agree with me that there are times that we get to, mourn and we are saddened by the loss of the artists in our industry. And when this time comes, I think it's rightfully so. When we celebrate like this, our artists, we also take time to pay homage to the life and the love and the action and all they gave us in our industry. And this is perfectly done by Tali B this time because he gave us this
Tali B, lyrical lieutenant. Sifas mashakada MD Brown in a system utazida Pamanzizi taibambada Dr. Love po matavire aiwa muvarangarire muvana matire mweya wavo uzororete mpakatire aiwa zimwende zimwe uwaigona masho munhu mumwe uchamira nezvako mumwe nemumwe rwendo rwekudenga ruperekedzanwe ndabva ndafunga musetu tarangarira Simon Joba Chimbeto kawana solowa ona Chimbeto sororogani waniwe Solo remurugare vanhu vose vakafira magitare vaivana vasauti tifare mwari muvarangarire solo remurugare vanhu vose vakafira magitare vaivana vasauti tifare mwari muvarangarire.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe.
It is still the Star FM 5th edition of Listeners' Choice Awards. Now, I know we got that performance from Tally B. Absolutely loved it. And once in a while, in fact, I think as we enjoy the memories that we get from the music, we must also pay tribute to the artists that have given us so much to enjoy, listen to, and tag into our memories. Now, as you're watching, I hope you're also tuning into the radio. Make a short mama to me road data and to log on to the pages that it is at Star FM on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. When it comes to Twitter, please don't forget to leave your comments as well, and also log on to hashtag ZTN Prime, of course, to get the picture. Now, we're still checking out the categories, and we're getting to the best producer. Now, this one is a very, very tight one because we had so many hits. So let's check out the nominees.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards Best Producer category, and the nominees are Nikki Genius, Vincent Goodbeats, Chiweda, Nigel Nyangombe, Spirit Fingers,
Would you believe me? I also don't know when we are looking at the nominees. I'm just you, so I'm equally as happy as you are. So the winner for this one, the best producer, is Nikki Genius. So in my 5 years in radio, there's a word that I absolutely love. Mabama, my album. We are going to check out the best album for the 5th edition. Let's check out the nominees.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards Album of the Year category, and the nominees are Freeman, David and Goliath, Felinandi, Izwi, Minister Michael Mahendere, Getting Personal with God 4, Volt JT, Life of Muvini, Baba Harare, Zimbabwean Giant,
One thing I can tell you about the 5th edition is we are definitely storytelling on this one. Do you remember the story of David and Goliath? The winner for the best album is, of course, Freeman, David and Goliath. When you speak about the word best, or when we try to describe best, you really think about a group or a duo. But in this case, for the 5th edition, we've got to check out the nominees for the best duo or group. Let's check out the nominees.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best Duo or Group category. And the nominees are Fusion 5 Mangwiro, Maria.
Maria, Maria, Maria. Maria, Maria. Maria, Maria.
The Vine, Imbirai Jehovah. The Unveiled, Hold On. Zim Praise, Didi Mwea. Purple Pride Family Choir featuring Leonard Jakata, Musandi Kanganu.
I really want to dance, but I've got 2 left feet. This one goes to Zim Praise. I would love to dance, so we say congratulations.
Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, where homegrown music lives. Muri Seima Zimbabwe, Tineka Oilsport Kanyama, kanopindura mibvunzo yese yemakala, essays, research, nema business plans nezvimwe zvakawanda. Kongo Seva number yedu 0712-985-427. Mongoti hai pa WhatsApp. Mopindirwa mibvunzo yese yamuri kuda kuresearcha. Ipapo, senda mibvunzo yenyu muwane ma responses manyama ne Oilsport. This ad was proudly brought to you by Oyos. Oyos. Own your online store. Best Paints, proud sponsor of the Song of the Year. Best Paints, your leading supplier of paints and hardware equipment. Call 0772-707-171 or sales@bestpaintw.com. You can also visit us at any of our branches: Speak Street, Borodale Branch, Samora Machel, and Harare Street. Best Paints. Paint your imagination.
Whether you are a kid or an old man, football gives you an equal opportunity to live the dream. This beautiful game lets us dream and live that dream in someone else's shoes. And dreams are what keeps us alive. Keep dreaming with the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League. Bora Redu, March to December. Live on CTN Prime.
Welcome to First Pack Marketing, the leading stationery and ICT company in Zimbabwe. Celebrating 25 years of offering first-class experience to our valued customers. With over 2,000 product lines, and the most preferred supplier of ICT, we have laptops and desktops, a warehouse of printers, scholastic and office stationery, all under one roof. With more than 10 branches, our head office is located at 127
It lurks in the heart of communities, giving its victims a false sense of invincibility.
Everyone else could see that something's not right with this guy, but I didn't know.
Blinding a better judgment, a strong contender, destroying populations with disillusionment.
Extra strength
This is of drug and substance abuse.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe.
Now, let's meet our saxophonist. Having had music in his blood because he grew up in a musical family, he grew up a drummer and had his first tour to the United Kingdom in 2010. He shared the stage with Benjamin Dube and the late Yuma Segela. He also featured on CNN's Inside Africa. Please welcome the very talented Joseph or Joe Sax.
What is music?
Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, of pleasure, of truth.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow.
Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural.
In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Zimbo all the way.
You are tuned into the home of stars, and the beauty about what's happening here today, the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, you actually get to watch it. So if you're listening to me, perhaps you are driving home, then get home in time, log on to hashtag at StarFM_ZW, also airing on ZTN Prime, so that you get in touch with all the action that's happening here. Now remember, we've been at this for 10 years, and I'm talking radio. And for the past 5 years, we've been celebrating what we both like to listen to. I'm talking about you and me. The Listener's Choice Awards, of course, you get to vote, and you get to make sure that the world knows that in Zimbabwe, it's happening hot. And also on the hottest radio in town. It is Star FM. Welcome to it if you're just joining us as well. It is the Star FM 5th edition Listener's Choice Awards, and my name is Erika Ndoro. Listen, today in Zimbabwe, listening to the hot stuff that's happening in Zimbabwe, but also we've got to commemorate, celebrate, and also ululate for the best artist in the diaspora. Now let's take a look at the nominees for that category.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Best Zim in the Diaspora category. And the nominees are Confused featuring Bazooka, Kamuna Matoke Kubawa. Shasha Ungo Wami. Valley Music, Mali. Charlie K featuring Gemma Griffiths and Caspar Nyovest, Solo. Inomuno, Good Intentions.
And the best artist in the diaspora with the hottest anthem right now. Shout out to Confused. He is the winner for the best artist in the diaspora. The Star FM 5th edition of the Listener's Choice Awards. I told you in the beginning it was going to get hot. Of course, after 10 years, we've got something going right here and right now. Please do make sure you tell someone to listen, and you also tell someone to log on. We want you to follow us, follow the artist, because it's definitely all about the artist.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe.
Now let's take a look at the best hip-hop song for the 5th edition.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Best hip-hop song category. And the nominees are Leo Magoys, Fire Emoji. Mile featuring Marcus, Rasta. Holy 10, Buya Vanamunya. Volt JT, Shamari Yangu. Saint Flo, Silas Marie.
And of course, it has got to be the one with the fire emojis. Congratulations out to Leo Magos. He is the winner for the best hip hop song for the Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, the 5th edition. We keep going.
Fire emojis, fire emojis. Mandi kuma mandi pachi jambe. Chandina kanda so unangoba. Fire emojis, fire emojis. Mandi kuma mandi pachi jambe. Chandina kanda so unangoba.
While we've got to remind each other, sometimes, or maybe too often, we do things together to the best of collaboration. We're going to check out the best collaboration for the 5th edition. Let's take a look at the nominees.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards Best Collaboration category. And the nominees are Aishan and Anatoria, Lola, Leo Magos and Friends, Fire, Tami Moyo featuring Soldier Love, Rudo, Confused featuring Bazooka, Kamuna Matoke Kubawa, Nyasha David featuring Takura, Ikoko the remix.
And the winner for the best collaboration. Now, I know you're going to sit at home and jump here if you're looking at me. It is Leo Magos and Friends with Fire Emoji.
Fire emojis, fire emojis.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, the Homegrown Awards for homegrown music. The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe.
This edition of the Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, it's all about the artist. We have our keyboardist. He's a passionate gentleman who's strong-willed and full of potential. He's a vision-driven man who started his musical journey at a very young age. He's a self-taught keyboard player who started playing at the age of 6. He's a piano teacher and he's presently a member of the In Total band. Give it for Mtandazo Bebe.
Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, where home music lives.
Whether you are a kid or an old man, football gives you an equal opportunity to live the dream. This beautiful game lets us dream and live that dream in someone else's shoes. And dreams are what keeps us alive. Keep dreaming with the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Bora Redu, March to December, live on ZTN Prime.
Best Paints, proud sponsor of the Song of the Year. Best Paints is leading supplier of paints and hardware equipment. Contact 0772 707 171 or sales@bestzw.com. You can also visit us at any of our branches: Speak Street, Borodale Branch, Samora Machel, and Harare Street. Best Paints. Paint your imagination.
What is music? Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, pleasure.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural.
In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
One thing I love about the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards is we bring light to what we love here as Zimbabweans. Because most of the time we hear about Mozart on the piano, on the keyboard, Chichichi. That was the best keyboard performance I've ever had to witness. And congratulations for us as a nation for doing this. Listen, as we are doing the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, of course, we must congratulate each and every artist because it's all about the artist. Now we are going to check out the next category, which is the best alternative. Let's take a look at the nominees.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best Alternative category. And the nominees are Felinandi, Dona Iwe, Ja Preza, Ticheneke, Mwenje Matole, Shasha, Mary Annabelle, Gogoride, Fusion 5 Mangwiro, Maria.
And the winner is I really am starting to believe that you do not believe me, that I actually do not know who is going to win, because Panongwan's going to know when I way. It is Felinandi. She is the winner for the best alternative for the 5th edition of the Star FM Music Awards. So now we get into yet another competitive category, the Best Male Artist for the 5th edition. Let's take a look at the nominees.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, Best Male Artist category. And the nominees are Freema, Takura, K-Chaps, Leo Magos, Holy 10,
Have you ever heard of the words, would you believe me? In this case, you have to believe me. Once again, he's scooping it. The winner for the Best Male Artist for the Star FM 5th Listener's Choice Awards is Freeman.
Queen Nandi, baby come as a wine for me. But there I go down and you could bombi. Me could never need suit that know me. Every man a stretch neck when you pass. Your body girl it make me spit some bars. Don't you ever could down and go and a chance. Me could never break your heart like glass.
Now, in a whole 12 months, which is the amount of time that you as a listener have to vote for the best artist, the best this, the best that, we've come to the Best Female Artist for this edition. Let's take a look at the nominees.
The Star FM Choice Awards, Best Female Artist category. And the nominees are Feli Nandi, Shasha, Valley Music, Dorcas Moyo,
And I love it when we really do celebrate our artists to this margin. The winner for the Best Female Artist is
is music.
Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, pleasure.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural. In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe. The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, strictly for homegrown music.
Our lead guitarist is also a composer who has a decade in the music industry. Apart from the guitar, he also plays the drums, saxophone, mbira, marimba, bass guitar, and keyboard. Let's hear it for Takunda Mukundu.
I think you will agree with me that this has been flavorsome, interesting, intense, joyous, and yet to find out by the time we land what and how are we going to feel. It is the 5th edition of the Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, airing on Star FM. So you're listening to me right now and you're thinking, say we always land safe. So please do remember to watch it on our platforms. That's at StarFM_ZW, and also watch it on our Instagram page, Facebook and Twitter. And do not forget to log on to ZTN Prime, of course, to get the picture. Now, we've landed to almost the end. And the categories, the winners, congratulations. And also is really just getting so high. So we are getting into our last categories. And let's check out the Song of the Year for this edition. And the nominees are...
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards Song of the Year category. And the nominees are... Leo Magoz, Fire Emoji. Takura, Harore. Aishan featuring Anatoria, Lola. Confused featuring Bazooka, Kamuna Matoke Kubawa. Saint Flo, Silas Mavende.
And the winner is Leo Magoz. Think I would really be the worst at announcing maybe lotto numbers. Well, not that I know how that works, but we get to a part where I must tell you something about someone and then congratulate them in the end. Okay, the Life Achievement Award goes to a man who's been doing sterlingly well for so many years in promotion, in building brands, in building artists, and also just contributing to this industry that we're here to celebrate as we are celebrating the artist. And for this edition, the winner for the Lifetime Award has got to go to Cheapers from Cheapers Promos, of course, because he's been doing the most for this industry. So congratulations going out to you.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, Celebrate Sound of Zimbabwe. Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, supporting homegrown talent.
Thank you very much, Star FM, for giving us this award. To me, it's not an award for cheapest promotions. It's an award for all promoters. And let me take this opportunity to say, don't do it only promoters, but do it to other sectors that need the same recognition. Thank you very much. We appreciate and we accept it as promoters.
The Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards, the Homegrown Awards for homegrown music.
The 5th edition of the Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
Because radio is what we do best. When we do this, it usually means that maybe the 3-hour show is done and you get to enjoy some more. But for this evening, it's because I want to make sure that you and I both understand that I meant it when I said that I am going to keep my promise. And that was to make sure it's all about the artist and to thank you for making sure that it's all about the artist. I hope you enjoyed the 5th edition of the Star FM Listeners' Choice Awards because you've did, and we made sure that your wishes came true. So you can call me the wish granter. And of course, it doesn't stop here. We've been doing this for an enormous 10 years, immaculately well. tichi kuona zvatinoita sounding good all the time. So if you're an artist, uri kuona zvaiitika nhasi panapa, and it's all about you, please submit your music at music@starfm.co.zw so that next year, because we are doing this again next year, you and I, we make sure that at least you're not my chats, you're hot, you're banging, and we do this with you. And also please do remember to like and share. You go on our pages at starfm_ZW, and also to get the actual picture, you go on ZTN Prime and share. Make sure I'm trying my screenshots. I know you've got something to say. My name is Eric Andro. It's been such a pleasure doing this with you. And also, until next year, please make sure we keep it logged on to sounding good all the time. It is Star FM. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Tonight, you witnessed the making of, and you heard each talented artist putting on an amazing solo performance. Now they come together as one, a collaboration of talent and passion for a final performance. Let's hear it for the Choice Awards Band.
Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. Zimbo all the way.
When I want to smile, you fake it. I watch you, but I can get my face. I should buy some big and I nyepera kuenda kuchechi ndingazopasa kumasira rasta ndingazengete murisi ndingobadzitonge kwese chama ndingazomupfudzi zvese koza mumwe waningwari kuchisindo kota chino mumwanita suti abari vasere vachitaura kuchiye vaya ndimune
What is music? Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, pleasure.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm. It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural. In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, strictly for homegrown music. Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, supporting homegrown talent. The Star FM Listener's Choice Awards, celebrating the sound of Zimbabwe.
Johnny wana mataere, Professor Lalo mana mataere, Usate mabuda mana mataere, na matae ngariwa kutunga mirire, Usati mapamba nzira itaita muna matoke kupedzisira, Usati mautanga kumbira ematenga kuti vachene senzira. Sangana nacho, nekuti pamwe pacho patinosangana so, atiziva mhepo dzatinonongana nadzo.
The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Awards. It's all about the artist.
Music is a stimulus for the body and mind.
Music is a message of hope, aspirations, desires.
Music is an expression of pain, pleasure, truth.
Music is a sound that's loud, that's soft.
Music has rhythm.
It can be fast or slow. Music connects us to ourselves, our culture, our way of life, our struggles, and our triumphs.
Music is spiritual, connecting us to the supernatural. In short, music is life.
Star FM celebrates homegrown music. We salute, recognize, and reward our homegrown musical talent. The 5th edition of the Star FM Listener's Choice Award. It's all about the artist.